Hey guys, it is Scuzzy and welcome to my first comparison video. These are going to be some of the weapons and some of the items that you can get from the Bounty, Bounty Hunter update. First up, we have the weapon, which is a range weapon, which is called the Decimation. A special attack is kind of interesting where it allows you for the next 10 seconds for all of the abilities that you've done in the next 10 seconds, they are now area of effect abilities. So things like Snapshot, which is a threshold ability, will now become an AoE, which means that it'll be a 3x3 AoE. So if you have, let's say, 9 monsters in a square, and you hit the middle one with a snapshot while you're under the effects of the decimation or the locate ability, I think is what it's called. It will then hit 2 times on each of the monsters. So it will do a snapshot on each of the monsters, which is actually pretty nice. So I was testing out in the background. I'm doing it at the Abyss, and then also in the background I am testing it out at Dark Beasts. So it doesn't even hit. It doesn't even go farther enough. I mean, I was doing snapshot. It didn't even hit the guy because he's so far away. This is only good for like specific situations, and even then, I don't know if I would recommend it. But I'm gonna try it at Telos to see if it works with Onslaught, because that would be a very crazy, use of this item. So in the background, I did a full Telos kill. Now, I don't really want to go over the full Telos kill because I don't normally do range, so it was obviously a sloppy kill. But what I want to focus on is the Onslaught here. When you're standing in the green beam, you want to... Basically, the method is to, get 100% adrenaline and then do Onslaught. But the thing is, I was under the effects of the location, and it didn't hit anything extra on Telos. I don't know if this is I'm pretty sure that this is a something that they're doing on purpose. If it's just an intended mechanic for Telos, or if it's all all types of bosses. But I was under the impression that if it was a 3x3 monster, then it would get take the damage kind of like a Seren Bow. But yeah, you can see my live reaction to the Onslaught right now. Alrighty, so you can get a Telos kill with range, but it's not going to go well. And also, it does not work with Onslaught. So that's what I kind of wanted to test with that. And then, yeah, so it doesn't work with Telos. I don't know if it works with other bosses with Onslaught. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it out on a dummy to see if that actually works. For that, and then I'm going to move on to the next weapon, because I kind of tested it on a few different things and kind of debunked it a little bit. It shouldn't be worth, in my opinion, shouldn't be worth almost 100 mil. But yeah, so let's take a look at it. I think its intended purpose was to be multi-target, so even if it hits something that is a 3x3 target, it's not going to affect it in the way that let's say other abilities like the Seren Godbow would. The special ability for the Seren Godbow allows you to hit multiple targets, but also on the same target you get to hit up to, well, I think it's like 4 times depending on how big the monster is. So for anybody wondering if this is a lower tier Seren Godbow, it is not. It is just for multi-target, and its really only purpose is for when you're doing things that are very, very close together. Things like Dark Beasts. Maybe Eretz would be good, but then again, you still have the Scythe, which has the AoE abilities. So I don't think that this bow is necessarily top on my list. Obviously, I'm going to sell it back, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of how I tested that, and let me know any improvements I can do. Obviously, this is my first time testing any items on video, so I didn't do the DPM or anything like that. I don't really want to reset my damage counter because it's almost at 1 billion, which is a pretty significant milestone for me. Because, yeah, so we have the Decimation Bow, and it was 94, 95-ish mil at instant price. So let's move on to the next item. An easy way to get your life points down to 1 is to open this, search it. Well, I was supposed to... Yeah, okay, there we go. Now I'm at 11 HP. I can go to Lumbridge and test this thing out on a dummy. I think that's the best way for me to test this out. So I'll be there in a second. So what I'm testing out right now is the Amulet of the Forsaken, and basically what it does is it changes the mathematical formula so it is based off of full life points instead of just half life points, I guess. So right now in the background, I'm just testing the Darox with the new amulet from the bounty hunter, and in the background, if you can see the DPM, which is in, you know, kind of like the middle right area, it's sort of hitting, you know, around 100 and 120,000, and it peaks at around 143,000 DPM, which is actually pretty good for a tier 70 set. Now I'm testing it with the Amulet of Souls to see how it compares in DPM, and it sort of, you know, fluctuates between 100,000 and 110,000, and then it kind of peaks at 120,000, which is less than 140,000. I would say this is a good alternative for lower levels that are trying to get, you know, good DPM. 140,000 DPM is actually really, really good for a tier 70 set. So if you guys are a lower level, I would recommend getting this necklace to help you out because it really, really enhances the effects of the Darhawks. Not sure where you would be using Darhawks, but it is an option, and that is probably one of the more useful items from this update. And I died. Lol. Alrighty, so we got this other weapon called the Annihilation, which basically, okay, yeah, I died here. I used the, I used blood tendrils and killed myself by accident. But so yeah, we want to see how good this thing is. The special attack for this is each attack once you do the special attack, it takes 50% adrenaline. Each attack does 5% more damage until you miss, capping at 50% damage. It will have a time cap on it to stop from this being infinite as well. Okay, so basically what we want to do is to get the maximum damage output, I believe, is to use to go on to Ring of Vigor, then use Natural Instinct, so we get more adrenaline per auto ability. Then once we get to 100%, we can activate Berserk, and which should be the next one. Come on, next one. There we go. Then use a Dren Pot, get up a little bit more, use our special ability, and then build up to, you know, this. We can do that. How much damage are we doing now? It says it right here. Gravitate is active. We got 17, 19, 20, and then it ends. So each attack does 5% more damage until you miss, capping at 50%. So it said I had 20, which means, what, that capped at that? I don't know. But we did about 110 DPM, which is actually less than if we use Darhawk. So what's the deal over here? So I'm gonna try that again. Get up to 50%. I think, right? 50%. Oh, it requires 60%. Okay. Interesting. So now we have this thing here. It says 20% right now. Or capping at 20%. What? They changed it. Okay, so the wiki is wrong. It is not 5% more damage until you miss, capping at 50. It is 1% damage per stack until you miss, and it caps at 20. Okay, so it's not quite as good. And the damage is actually less than if you use Darhawks. And I'm using, you know, Malevolent and this Annihilation thing. So that's actually a bummer. Interesting. I'm trying to think, like, how could you use this? You could use it, you know, if you don't have a, you know, a Berserk available. Or, like, for example, if I use it now, it'll go up, but it will use my adrenaline. Is it worth using my adrenaline? And my answer to that is probably no, because you have thresholds that can hit a lot higher than your, you're only getting another 10% more with this weapon. So I would say this weapon is not, I mean, this stuff is probably meant for PvP more than anything. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't like this weapon either. So I'm actually gonna move on to the next one, because this one isn't even hitting as much DPM as the other one. Okay, so it says damage, DPM, accuracy 86%, potential DPM 107,000. Let's see. Let's compare it with a scythe. So see if we can, get the same amount of damage or better damage or what. I mean, or you can see it already. It's already up to almost 130,000, and we didn't use that ability. So, I would say this is kind of a flop. I don't really know what you're gonna use it for. It is 100 mil, 101 mil. I bought that one for, and I'm gonna sell that back as soon as I can because I don't think that one's worth it either. I'd say, you're probably worth using a lance if you can't afford that. If you can't afford a scythe, if you can't afford a scythe, then it's not worth using this annihilation. Because unless there's like some special, thing that you can do with it. I mean, I'm at 130,000 DPM. I'm not even, berserked right now. So that's kind of a bummer. And then probably be able to get to 160 maybe with the adren pod as well. About 140. Yeah, about 140. So I'm gonna move on to the next weapon that we have. Alrighty, so the last weapon that I have is called the Obliteration, and it's a staff. It's a mage weapon. Although it looks really, really cool. Not gonna lie, that looks pretty cool. But this one is quite weird because the special attack is to steal your opponent's debuffs, or steal your opponent's buffs, including things like Vengeance and Stun Immunity and Overload. So this is not going to be useful in any sort of PvM circumstances that I'm aware of. It's more of a PvP kind of thing. So I don't really know how to showcase this because I don't. The way I could showcase it is if I went into maybe the Crucible and started attacking people and stuff and getting their buffs, which actually I think I might do. Alrighty, here we go. Once I get to 100% adrenaline, I am going to use a special attack and grab all his stuff and then half his healing. So there we go. Now, I don't know what that did. Their healing has been halved. Okay. So that means what? Easy to kill him. So pretty much in the background, I was just, doing my normal thresholds and stuff, making sure, trying to out DPS this guy, and eventually I do out DPS this guy, which is interesting because he is using range and I'm using mage. There we go, killed him. Okay, so I suppose it is good, because range has an advantage over mage, and I just killed him, so I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit more. That took way too long, but yeah, so I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess. Okay, this power-up right here is really funny. You can attack people with chickens. It's pretty funny. Let me see if I can grab another person, grab some armor, some chickens. Oh, there's a guy right there. Lol. Just KO'd him. Oh my god, I'm not that guy. Chicken, stop attacking them. Oh my god. Whatever, man. I'm just dominating. Oh my goodness. Oh. Not what I meant. I'm just showcasing the Okay, this one is, oh, there's a guy right here. Oh yeah, you're gonna grab that one, huh, buddy? Can you grab that, dude? Oh boy. All my things would turn to cabbages. Oh! I killed them too! But my cabbages! Oh, okay, there we go. Cool. I am on a killing spree, though. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Half his healing. Yeah, buddy. That is funny. He got no prayer, dude. He's dead. He's dead. Got him. What else we got? Let those guys duke it out. I wasn't trying to get them last time. Get out of here. Double teaming me like that. Get out of here. I'm gonna come get you. Get out of here, you pieces of crap. Really? I'm gonna get you. Bandages. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab a bunch of crap. Right? I'm gonna grab... I got another kill. That one was kind of easy. I feel a little bad about it, but at the same point in time, it is what it is. Ooh, I want to grab this one. Yeah, I'm super OP. Yeah, that's right. Die, buddy. Okay, I won that. All right, that was pretty fun. But yeah, I showcased that. It definitely does help. Either that, or I'm just good at PvP. But I'm not sure if I'm probably not good at PvP. But yeah. So I think overall, this obliteration staff is pretty good for PvP. I mean, I outplayed a Nox staff. I don't know if it was because that guy wasn't that good or what it was, but it seemed to be good. I outplayed some Rangers, which also is interesting because range overtakes mage in the combat triangle. So that's cool. Is it worth 100 mil? I mean, it depends. Are you going to get a lot of money from killing people with it? I don't know. If you're a good PvPer and you kill a lot of people, if it overtakes people with mage, melee, and range, then yeah, maybe you're making that money back. But as a PVM standpoint, I don't think that's worth it. It doesn't have any good effects that I can think of, unless you guys can let me know in the comments. Because there are certain bosses that have different buffs and stuff. But I don't know if that actually would, give you the certain buff. Would you kill, if you went and killed Araxor, would you get the buff of poison from him? I don't know. But yeah. So, but the thing is with this, even if it was good at Araxor, having a poison buff isn't really enough for you to say, hey, I want to use this for Araxor. You know what I mean? So I'm just not going to even really fiddle with that. But it does take 100% adrenaline, and it halves your opponent's healing. And it says it steals the opponent's buff, but I don't know if that was true. Yeah, the game messages just says you've affected, with Devour, their healing has been halved. So I think that's the only thing that it does. The wiki says it steals the opponent's buffs, but I don't think it does that. I mean, it didn't. I couldn't tell if it did that for me. But yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna test the Statius Warhammer in the next video. Let me know what you guys thought, and if I should test the Statius Warhammer. I believe it would be a good item to use at the higher level bosses because of the upgrades that you can have. To conclude this video, I think really only the amulet would be worth getting in this circumstance. I'd have to take another look at the staff to see if it works at Yakamaru or Virago, which I think I'm going to do tomorrow, or sometime in the future. But yeah, we're gonna look at the Statius Warhammer tomorrow. But I think the Darks method might be even good to use for invention training or, slaying. It might even be to the point where it's actually that good. But we'll see, and let me know what you guys thought. So again, thank you, and I hope that this video wasn't too long for you guys and you learned something from it. I'll see you in the next video, so peace.